What is going on, guys? Welcome to a graphic settings video on Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Yes, it is out. Well, it's not out. The beta's out. The game comes out in a few days. But I thought I'd get ahead of the game and get the graphic settings out and ready. I mean, it's only 4 days until the actual game comes out, so they're not going to really change much. Like Call of Duty, I didn't do one on the Modern Warfare because I knew we had like a month left, so they could have changed loads. But on this one, we don't really have any time left until the game comes out, so they're not going to really change it. So I've played a bit. There is going to be another video on my channel if you want to check that out. If you just come for the graphic settings, I've just like the whole starting scene of the beta. It's pretty nice. It's pretty cool. On that video, all the settings are in ultra to ultimate to try and get the best capture for you guys, but the game doesn't really seem that great. There are literally so many different options. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you just go onto this page here alone, you scroll down for days and change every little thing you want about the the way you play it. So like this, for instance, present display, you can put extreme, lights, etc. Now this game, it feels really cool so far. I've played the first mission. I've got quite far through it. 20 minutes gameplay. But we're going to get straight into the settings. I've already customized it all out. I've already done everything for you guys, ready for you guys to see the best graphic settings. So first of all, this game, for some reason, if you put it in borderless windows, it doesn't like to play in the refresh rate of your monitor. So obviously put this into this in full screen and at 240 hertz. For some reason the menu's capped at 60. I don't know why that is. There it is. Foreground frame lock. We want that on like whatever 150. So does that mean, oh no, we don't want a foreground frame lock. What am I on about? Anyway, so aspect ratio 16:9, resolution 1080, refresh rate 240, VSync if you want it on, guys. Resolution scale 100. You want to keep this basically simple. Temporal ejection on. Anti-aliasing is obviously preference, but if you look how shit it looks in that video, in that photo, then obviously you want it on. Foreground frame lock off. Background frame lock off. Extended FOV 0. Image calibration, just leave it, and then we get into the actual advanced graphic settings. So I've changed a few of these to go for kind of the high tier to medium tier gaming PCs. I will give you guys the options as well for lower tier gaming computers, but I will obviously, this is aimed towards more people who can be able to run this game at good frame rate quality. We can obviously change everything here. So for the starters, we're going to get into ambient occlusion. We want that on very high. I did mess around between high and ultra, and I found that high and ultra is not really that much different. So I would recommend going sorry, not very high on ultra, not high, because high is underneath very high. So very high and ultra, bit different, and then you've got extreme, which is just ridiculous. Like if you want to get 10 frames a second, then feel free to go extreme, but if you've got quite a nice rig, then you can go up to that ultimate extreme setting. But for lower PCs, I'd go for medium. I wouldn't really go any lower than medium. It just looks like awful. It shows you here, look, disabled, it looks just crap. It looks like you're playing Unity 3D, and you don't really want that in a AAA star title. Level of detail, I've also put this on very high. I feel like on this one, I think it's called ultimate just looks weird. Ultra looks nice. High looks the same as ultra, just a little bit different. And then for like ultimate, I don't know why, I think it's meant to look more real, like less shadows, etc., less of the trees, but it just doesn't tickle my fancy. So I've gone with very high to make it look like a game. The game doesn't look very realistic anyway. It's very, very like gamey, so I wouldn't recommend going extreme on the settings. Texture quality, we want that on high, for obviously you want to know them textures. You want them good textures when you're going up and cutting that beef, or killing them human beings who have took over your island, Aurora. But we're on high today, so if I was you, even if you had a low computer, make this high. You don't really want the game looking like turd. Astronomical filtering, now this is obviously depending on your preferences. I've put 16 times because it just looks the best. That's a very good example. I've not even noticed that. But there's a good example for you guys. But I recommend having it on 16 just to make the game look, you know, pretty good. Space shadows, now this is a tough one for me to have on or off. I just had it on. I don't really see the need to turn it off. It doesn't really use that much VRAM, this, or you know, CPU. So I've had this on. Terrain quality, I've gone with high. Normally I would go to like ultra on this, but to be fair, it doesn't really change much. High, and this uses quite a lot of graphical VRAM, so I do recommend going on this on a little bit high. I wouldn't go any lower than that, really. I mean, if you've got not the best PCs, I know a lot of people can't really afford them nowadays, but I would recommend going high. I wouldn't go any less than this, and if you have to, then sacrifice on other things than the terrain quality, because you are going to see a lot of terrain. You do hide in a lot of bushes, which gets us onto the grass quality. Obviously I would say ultra or even ultimate, but there's not really, you know, anything different. Anything below, you know, you put it on low and it just looks like turd. So this game's all about hiding, covering yourself in mud, covering yourself in the, you know, in the bushes and everything, trying to hide from the enemies. So I would recommend going ultra on this, or even higher if you can, but it does use a lot of processing memory, just be warned. Screen space reflections, you do encounter a lot of water, so really I wouldn't go below very high. If you have to, then go high, but I didn't really change the setting because it just defaultly was on high. But you do go through a lot of like swamps, a lot of like, you know, things, so I do recommend staying on very high. Sun shadows, I put that as high. I don't really like shadows, but even so, motion blur, I'll put that off. Obviously bloom, have that on. Subsurface scattering, I have that on very high because you do encounter a lot of players. Lens flare, I'll have that on as well. Lens flare makes the game just look that a little bit better. Long range shadows, have that on low, because obviously shadows at long range you don't really need to see, you don't really look at that. Volumetric fog, I've got mine on very high to ultra. I would recommend putting this on very high. I wouldn't go any below this, because in the game, you know, you got to experience like the, you know, the actual game to its full potential. And sharpening, whatever that says, fidelity FX sharpening, yeah, just have it on. It just looks a lot better. I don't even know what that setting is. And sharpness intensity, I've just left it at 50. I'm not too sure on that settings there, guys, so don't hold me to it. But I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like and comment on this video and what video you like next. Also, if you click on the little banner at the top, it'll take you to the 20-minute gameplay that I have played, and you guys can check out, you know, how cool the game looks and how good it runs. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.